You hear it everywhere now. Masculinity is toxic. Men are the problem. Just be soft and more agreeable, less threatening. But here's the truth that most people are too scared to say. Masculinity is not the problem. The absence of it is. So you strip a man of his edge, his fire, his direction, you don't get peace. You get passivity. You get men who numb out or check out or just collapse under pressure. Men who either explode in unhealthy ways or just fade into the background completely. And then we wonder why women don't feel safe, why relationships don't last, why boys grow up confused about what it even means to be a man. We didn't evolve to be soft, apologetic shells of ourselves. We were built to carry weight, to protect what matters, to bring order to chaos, not through control or ego, but through grounded, unshakable presence. And see, when a man forgets that, when he starts believing that his power is dangerous, then everything starts to fall apart. So no, masculinity is not the issue. It's the medicine. And right now, we're fucking starving for it. Real quick, if you're vibing this already, hit like or drop a comment and please subscribe. Like, it's not just for the algorithm, but because this conversation needs to be louder. Too many men are suffering in silence and we're not talking about it enough. So let's talk about what's actually going on out there. We've got a generation of men who are completely untethered. They don't trust their instincts. They're just completely second guessing themselves, terrified of saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing, being too much. So they shrink, they check out, scroll, numb, watch porn instead of building something, say yes when they mean no, and then wonder why nothing in their life feels good anymore. And the sad part, most of them have no idea why. Because no one ever told them that a man without a mission, without a sense of grounded masculine direction, will always drift into chaos. You see it everywhere. Men in relationships where they've lost their voice, men chasing dopamine instead of discipline, men who've been taught to be nice instead of strong. And then we wonder why we feel so fucking off. It's not because masculinity is broken, it's because we've abandoned it and now we're paying the price. But here's what most people don't understand. Masculinity is not about being a tough guy. It's not chest pounding bravado or walking around trying to dominate every room that you enter. That's just performative. That's what boys do when they're trying to look like men. But real masculinity, that's stillness. It's presence. It's knowing who you are and not needing the world to validate it. It's that feeling when you're around a man who's calm under pressure, who doesn't flinch, who makes you safer just by being there. Not because he says the right thing, but because he is the right thing. It's direction, it's follow through, it's responsibility without resentment. Masculinity is the thing that allows us to hold space for chaos without being consumed by it. It's not afraid of pain, it's not afraid of tension. It actually runs towards it because it knows what's on the other side. And look, every man has that inside of him. It's not something you need to earn, it's something you remember. The problem is most of us were never shown what it looks like. We had absent fathers or weak leaders. Or we were raised in a world that told us that our masculinity, that was dangerous. So we either suppressed it or we overcompensated. There is a third path, a grounded path, where your masculine energy becomes anchored, where it serves rather than controls, where it protects and directs and uplifts. And that's what we need more of. Not more passive men, not more aggressive boys, but anchored, embodied, clear men. So why does this actually matter? Well, when men lose touch with their masculinity, everything starts to crumble. Families fall apart, women lose trust, kids grow up without strong role models. And men, they drift, they ache, they feel like ghosts in their own lives. You wanna know why so many women feel anxious in their relationships? And it's not because they're too emotional. It's because they're carrying both the feminine and the masculine, holding the emotional load, the direction, the structure, the planning, all while begging, without saying it out loud, for their man to lead. Not to control, but to lead, with clarity, with conviction, with heart. But he can't, because no one ever showed him how. And he's scared. Scared he'll get it wrong, scared he'll hurt someone, scared he'll be labelled toxic for having a spine, so he stays small, he plays safe and watches everything around him lose its spark. Look, you want polarity in a relationship? You want purpose in your life? You want to feel like a fucking man again? Then reclaim your masculinity, because nothing changes until you change. And nothing real gets built from passivity. When a man is anchored in his masculine, his woman can soften. His children feel secure. His friends respect him. And most importantly, he respects himself. And that's why this matters. It's not for ego, it's not for image, but because most of the world is crying for strong, clear, grounded men. And most don't even realize that that's what they're missing. Now, I'll be real with you. I didn't always get this. There was a long time that I thought being a good man did mean being agreeable. I thought it meant keeping the peace was the same as being present. I thought if I just gave more or helped more or did what she wanted, then everything would work. But the more I gave away my edge, the more I lost me. And at first, yeah, it felt good because she appreciated it. She thanked me. But then the energy shifted. She stopped leaning in. She stopped looking at me the same way. She stopped feeling me. And I knew something was off, but I didn't have the words for it. So I tried harder. I did more. Made myself even smaller, just trying to fix it. But the truth, she didn't want a man who disappeared to make her happy. She wanted a man who brought himself fully and unapologetically, even when it caused tension. But it wasn't until I hit rock bottom, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, that I realized I wasn't leading anyone. Not her, not myself. I was just floating. And when I made the decision to reclaim my masculinity, to take ownership of my body, my time, my truth, my direction, everything started to shift. I didn't need to be louder. I just needed to be clearer, more rooted, more honest, more present. And suddenly, she started trusting me again. People started following me without me trying to lead. And I started liking the man in the mirror. Not because I became someone new, but because I finally stopped hiding who I was. So if you're watching this and this is stirring something in you, that fire in your belly that you haven't heard in a while, don't ignore it. Because this isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who the fuck you are. You're not meant to be passive. You're not meant to drift. You're not meant to play nice while your soul's screaming for more. You're built to carry weight, to bring order, make hard decisions, to lead with presence and not performance. And yeah, I know that it's uncomfortable, but you'll make mistakes. You'll confront parts of yourself that you've buried for years. But that's the work. That's the initiation. Because every man either reaches a moment where he steps up or he stays small. And let's be honest, you already know which one you were built for. So stop waiting for permission. Stop apologizing for your strength. Stop living like your power is a problem, because it's not. It's the fucking answer. So if this landed, don't just sit with it. Share it. Send it to a mate who's drifting. Start the conversation that most men are too scared to have. And yeah, like the video, subscribe if you haven't, because I don't really care about the numbers, but this message, it needs to be heard. And I'm going to keep speaking it, because I've lived the path, the passive one, the performative one, the one where you're dying inside but smiling on the outside, and never again. So if you're ready to step in, this is your reminder. You don't need to become more of a man. You just need to stop abandoning the one you already are. See you tomorrow.